This is Archie at Riverdale High, number 77, and it's sold for 50 cents. It's in the Archie series from the Archie Comics Group. It's approved by the Comics Code Authority. And Coach Cleet says, do you guys know where most games are lost? Right here at Riverdale High, Coach Cleets. And this is from December 1980. This title was published 6 times a year by Archie Enterprises. On the inside cover, there's an advertisement for the Johnson Smith Company. And the first story is Games of Chance, Part 1. Script is by Frank Doyle, pencils by Stan G, inking John D'Agostino, lettering Bill Yoshido, and colors Barry Grossman. And there's a Viking ship with a sail that says Viking High. The competitive urge is strong in the hearts of all people, but sources of amusement change from era to era. Different sports have different playing fields. The equipment varies. Winning brings anything from blue ribbons to, well, groan. I'm afraid Riverdale High met its match this time. They warned us that Viking High had a tough team. I won't have it in my school. Anyone who doesn't like football is un-American. What's wrong, Chief? Those girls outside, they're picketing our school, huh? What's their gripe? They're on an anti-violence kick. They claim football is too rough. And the signs say, vote no on violence. Football must go down with savage sports. They'd like us to abolish all contact sports. If they had their way, we'd have nothing but checkers, chess, and tiddlywinks teams. Relax, Mr. Weatherby. Let me go talk to them. I'd appreciate it, Floyd. Really, girls, football is not as violent as it might be. Anything that injures our young men is too rough. Come with me in your imagination, girls, to other days, other lands. Let's look at Riverdale High as it might have been. The king is ready. Bring on the contestants. The Black Knight from Camelot Technical School, the Red Knight from Riverdale High. A pox on you, Sir Archie. You zigged when you should have zagged. Clank, zoom. Zounds, there goes our best mace man. Crunch, ouch. I hope we have a heavy enrollment next year. We're losing a lot of players. Those are the breaks. So I get those uniforms to the blacksmith. Maybe we can get another season out of them. That's more than we'll get out of the players. That's for sure. Now let's take an imaginary sail across the water to Switzerland. I object. How come I'm always the apple holder instead of the shooter? Because your head is so flat. It balances better. All right, guys, this is the big one, the Apple Bowl. Let's win it for Riverdale. Well, we took the second heat. How are we doing? How are the boys doing? We've got plenty of shooters, but we're running out of holders. Ooh, that's smarts. Okay, guys, we made it to the finals. Give it the old school try. I'd like a word with my shooter. You can miss to the right. You can miss to the left. You can miss high, but please don't miss low. Hey, coward, where's your school spirit? You could end up in the Hall of Fame. I could? Think of your name on the bronze plaque with all of those heroes who gave their all for the Riverdale sports program. Gulp, it's a little long, isn't it? So we've had a lot of heroes. Those are the breaks, son. That's the way the apple peels. Apple holders, Hall of Fame, Riverdale High School. And here's an advertisement for natural necklaces for men and women. Your choice, $150 each. And here's little Jinx in short and sweet. I've learned to play 2 pieces on the piano, Charlie. Which one would you like to hear? The shortest one. Little Jinx chum Charlie in one man's viewpoint. Wow, Charlie Hoss, that's some shiner. How'd you get it? You might say I kind of got what he had coming. And here's an order form. It's a mountain of laughs when you order Jughead with Archie Comics Digest number 42. It's a monumental digest loaded with stories, puzzles, fun for everyone, bound in a perfect, long-lasting cover. And that offer expired December 31st, 1980. Then there's also an order form, not 2, but 3 for $1. Hey, this is an offer you can't refuse. The Archie series titles will cost 50 cents each from now on. Get with it. Order 3 comic books for the price of 2 or $1. And here's an advertisement for Charles Atlas. And here's Games of Chance Part 2. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. In the next contest, Robin Hood Andrews of Riverdale High versus Poleaxe Paulson of Sherwood High. Get him, Rob. Smite him mightily on the pate. He's awfully big. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Wacko. Groan. He's pulling him out of the water. Groan. They may fall harder, Coach, but they don't fall often. And then, of course, there were those neat games they played in ancient Rome. Let the games begin. Yes, mighty Caesar. Unchain the contestants. Oh, first we had to make the first team. Great, Caesar's ghost. How come Naples High grows them so big? Lots of sun and pasta. That one with the fur collar is an ugly one, isn't he? Look at the teeth on that sucker, will you? Riverdale loses. Let's hear it for their coach. Boo, off with his head. Gurk. And leave us not overlook that famous maritime training school with a spotless record of all wins, no losses. Let's go, fellas. Do or die. Who are we? Viking High. Give him the axe. Give him the axe. Give him the axe. 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 Yipes. Wham. Crunch. Slice. Bam. Hey, don't go, guys. You forgot your trophy. Don't be a flake. We never forget our trophies. And then he's stealing Veronica. Burr, you paint some ugly pictures, Coach Clayton. Golly, I never realized. Man, I tell you, that was one rough scrimmage. It sure was. Rough? Jeez, you guys don't know how lucky you are. They're like, what? And here's Archie Club News, membership 50 cents. There was a first prize for $6, second prize for $4. And there's a form to fill out to become an Archie Club member. And here is Archie's Christmas special order form. This Christmas, get it together with Archie and the crew. Dig this. You can have these Archie Christmas specials mailed to your home. Just fill out the handy coupon below. You can order single copies at 50 cents each or order all 4 titles for $1.50 and save 50 cents. And here's a puzzle, Flute Snoot Brain Power. Professor Flute Snoot believes that men of science should be flexible in pursuing their scientific studies. Find out what he is thinking by putting the numbered letters into the same numbered blank spaces. And here is The Outcasts, Part 1. Does the competitive spirit carry some of us too far? Can the will to win and the desire to succeed turn 2 nice guys into a couple of bad apples? You be the judge as Archie and Chuck become the outcasts. Script by Frank Doyle, art by Stan G, lettering Bill Yoshida, colors by Barry Grossman. The seriousness of the offense leaves me no alternative. You are suspended from school pending further investigation. Ha, I knew those wise guys would get caught someday. Hey, you 3 are free this period. I want to see you in the gym pronto. Oh boy, more workouts. Your dad never lets up. You don't need me, Coach. Look at that body. You can't improve on perfection. I can try. Move it, Mr. Modesty. Arch and I will be down in 10 minutes, Dad. Why not now? We promised Ms. Grundy we'd take care of her plants. Ha! A couple of nature boys. Don't get too close. You might have some of those insect-eating plants. Put a lid on it, Reggie. Ms. Grundy's away at a seminar. She asked us to water them once a day. It takes 2 of you? She's got an awful lot of them. Okay, but make it fast. This would never be my hobby. It takes too much time. Yeah, and they're fragile, too. Click. Well, let's get to the gym. Question mark. Many of our faculty are at a seminar, boys, and I am acting principal. Now, what were you doing in Miss Grundy's room? She asked us to water her plants, Professor Flute Snoot. Oh, all right. Cy, you never know with young boys. They're always up to something. And here comes Moose running. Duh, I'm going to be late for chemistry class. Whammo. Yipe. Zoom. Is anybody hurt? Duh. Hey, guys, I'm sorry. I was rushing to get to... And then this is continued. And here's Poster Spectacular, number 68, full color 20 by 28 posters. What are you doing with all these test questions? Did I miss a test? Let me see that, Moose. Those aren't test questions. That's our game plan. Indeed. Well, you two, your game is up. Huh? What's wrong, Professor Flute Snoot? What's wrong is what you were supposed to be doing while you were supposed to be watering the plants. I don't understand. Miss Grundy's notebook containing the proposed questions for a forthcoming examination. What? That's just some strategy we're working out for a game of Dungeons and Dragons. In Miss Grundy's book? I've been in the teaching game too long, son. I know the value students place on a preview of test questions. Hey, maybe our book and Miss Grundy's got switched somehow. Come on, boys, you've been caught red-handed. Hey, I thought I told you two to report to the gym. Forget these two, Coach Clayton. They won't be playing anything for Riverdale High anymore. Ulp. Continued. And here's advertisement for Strong Arms and advertisement for 100 Little Dolls, all for $5. The Outcast Part 2. Flute Snoot, I can't believe. They came out of Miss Grundy's room with Miss Grundy's book. How much more evidence do you need? I knew it. I always knew that someday they'd show their true colors. They'll get expelled for this, and rightfully so. How can you possibly even think that Archie and Chuck would cheat? Did they or did they not get caught stealing Miss Grundy's book out of her room? Right. And with Miss Grundy gone, you know she'd keep a book like that locked up in her desk. Okay, so if it was locked in her desk, how did they get it? Oh, aren't you the naive one? They can probably pop open a desk drawer with a paper cup. Their kind usually knows tricks like that. Some people are so willing to believe the worst. Suspended, maybe expelled. It's like a nightmare. Who's going to believe we'd steal test questions? Arg, you thinks you weren't going to share with your friends, were you? Crime doesn't pay, chumps. Not when you're stupid enough to get caught. They treat us like criminals, Pop. I'll tell you one thing. If Miss Grundy does have our book, we're sunk. Doesn't have our book, we're sunk. Pop, you know they wouldn't cheat. How can we help them? I got a friend on the Board of Education, Betty. I'll find out where the seminar is being held. It's usually in a motor lodge or a motel. Well, got it. Crestview Manor Motor Lodge. Now I'll call the manager and hope Miss Grundy is in her room. You do that while I pray. Mr. Tate from the chocolate shop? Good heavens, is anything wrong? Yes, I did bring some schoolwork along. I thought I'd have something to do in case I didn't sleep well. Do you have that work handy? Why, yes, it's here. It's my book of good grief. Bingo. This looks like a script for some horror movie. Mummies, skeletons, magic wands. What is this? This isn't my book. Miss Grundy says she picked up their book in error yesterday while talking to them about the plants. She said that? And soon got a little power mad, didn't you, Professor? The evidence pointed to them, Chief. Next time I leave someone in charge, I hope they're a better judge of character. Some friends never give up on you, and some are only too anxious. There's Veronica and Reggie slinking off. There's an advertisement for Pez Candy and advertisement for reward $3,000 for this penny. And an ad for Joe Nazario. And here is Sabrina, the Teenage Witch in a Little Golden Magic. This advertisement. Maybe this'll work. Zap. And Aunt Hilda zaps a ball. What's going on? I should never have said I'd babysit the Weird Sisters. Zap. And then she zaps a pool. You're not using the right kind of magic, Aunt Hilda. Nothing's familiar. They're homesick. Zap. And now she's got these floating, looks like dog floats. I wish they were home. And watch this. Hostess Twinkie cakes, just like you kids enjoy at home. Zap. Now Sabrina zaps. My favorite cake. Cream filling inside. Golden sponge cake. They're smiling. See, my magic worked better than yours, Aunt Hilda. That wasn't your magic. That was the magic of Twinkie's cakes. You get a big delight in every bite of Hostess Twinkie cakes. Thanks for watching.